Hello, my tadpoles. Welcome back to the frog pond. It's lovely to see you all here. So, seems like you guys liked when I talk about OCs, so I'm back with another one. Welcome to OC and Yap, my tadpoles. This OC is going to be a fantasy OC of mine. His name is Kacy Hendricks. Kacy is an elf, obviously. He's one of my oldest OCs, and I'm going to be showing you a speed paint of me redesigning him again. He has definitely had the most redesigns out of any OC I've ever had. And I've had a lot of OCs. 227 to be exact. So, without further ado, let's head over to the drawing lily pad. Change the sprite. Welcome to the drawing lily pad, my tadpoles. Time for me to yap about Kacy. So Kacy is an elf OC that me and my friend have made together, and he wanted me to make a OC and yap about him since Kacy is one of his favorites. So here I am. The lore we wrote together is that Kacy grew up in a mercenary clan, and mercenaries basically get hired to do a bunch of jobs or dirty work for other people of power and stuff like that. And Kacy's parents actually owned this mercenary clan and hired all of the mercenaries. They were very important people. Kacy wanted to be a mercenary as well, at the very young age of 5 years old. Kacy was obviously told no by his parents for safety reasons, because they didn't want Kacy to get hurt. But Kacy disobeyed them and started training with the mercenaries anyway. While the mercenaries trained on dummies, he hit them with his wooden sword that he made all by himself. While mercenaries came home covered in blood, he would give them band-aids, trying to make them feel better. I don't think band-aids are going to help with blood loss, Kacy, but good effort anyways. A few years later, when Kacy turned 9, his parents asked him to go to the market for them to pick up some essentials, and he could pick out any sweet treat that he wanted. Kacy came home to the entire clan, all of the mercenaries, and his parents, deceased. He walked around, bodies and blood everywhere, and he finally found his parents. He ran over, shook them, tried to wake them up, but it was much too late at that point. Kacy, as the smart kid he was, knew that it wasn't safe to stay there, so he ran in a random direction and didn't look back. Just ran for 2 straight days until he found a village that welcomed him with open arms, and he was raised by a sweet little old lady named Mabel. Mabel took care of him for his whole life and supported him being a bounty hunter instead of a mercenary. He would get more pay that way, she said. And Kacy agreed. Money sounded great. And now that Kacy is much older, he now owns his own mercenary clan and is very proud and hoping that he is making his parents proud and carrying on their legacy, like they wanted him to. And now, you see, Kacy also has wings. I didn't draw them because I was a little too lazy by the time this drawing was completed, but he does have wings. The way he got these wings is that a witch stumbled into this village one day, disguised herself as Mabel, and gave Kacy a piece of cake. A piece of cake that was cursed. These wings came out of Kacy's body for a straight week and was intensely painful. Kacy dreaded the feeling of the wings pushing out of his back and ripping his clothes. He was in so much pain that he kept the village up with his screaming. Nobody knew how it happened, since the witch left before anybody could find her or suspect her of anything. But Kacy didn't see these wings as a curse, no. He saw this as a blessing. The pain was horrible, but after they fully grew out, he actually really enjoyed having the wings. He loved flying in and catching his bounties with a single swoop. It made his job and life much faster, so he wasn't complaining about the wings at all. Now that his lore is complete, time for fun facts. Kacy is now deathly afraid of cake because of the wing incident, and also he is scared of very, very, very deep water, such as the ocean. Kacy's weapon of choice is a sword that used to belong to his father. He found it at a pawn shop and bought it with all of the money that he had. Sure, he went broke for a few months, but he had what belonged rightfully to his family. And as I mentioned earlier, Kacy had a lot of redesigns, the most redesigns any of my OCs have ever had. So I'm going to go through the torture and show you my old art. Why am I doing this? This is Kacy's first ever design. I hate it. I've hated it ever since I first created it, but I kept it for over a year. Now his second design comes in. The wings finally show up. I like it. It's not horrible. It's not amazing either. This is a work in progress that I never finished of his third design. Again, not great. Not horrible, but not great. Then his fourth design, it's okay. His fifth design, I liked this one and kept this one for the most amount of time. I didn't like the freckles, so I decided to get rid of them, and here is his final design. Again, I didn't draw the wings, I got them from IBS Paint. But still, he looks so much better. I'm so much happier with this design, and the drawing came out so good. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of OC and Yap, and enjoyed my art progress. So I will see you guys around the frog pond very soon, and I love you all very much. Bye-bye!